So this is going to be a quick Reason video on making a sub-bass kick in Reason using a Thor. There's a couple different ways that people will do this and get this sound. Often it will come from the 808 boom, and that's sort of what made it popular. But today we're going to just use the Thor to synthesize it, and it gives you a little bit more versatility with the sound manipulation you can do. So anyways, this is what it sounds like, just in case you are not familiar with it. Anyways, that's the basic sound, and it's really easy to make, and so let's just go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a Thor initialized, and I'm going to go to FM pair, bring this FM knob all the way to the left, and that's to get a pure tone sine wave. And there's a couple different oscillators where you can get a pure tone sine wave analog wavetable. The FM pair is the one that I just always go to. The analog one I usually avoid just because this is trying to replicate analog tones, and so I don't quite trust it being a perfect sine wave, even though it might as well be. So anyways, I'm going to be using this FM pair, turn the FM knob all the way to the left. That will give us a pure sine wave. I'm going to take off this filter because we don't need it, and this is what it sounds like right now. Not quite what we want, but we'll get there. First thing that we want to do is we want to modulate the pitch of this oscillator. So I choose mod envelope, and I'm going to choose oscillator 1, pitch. And I bring this amount knob up to around mid-60s. It doesn't exactly matter. You can mess around to see what sounds best to you. But that makes this mod envelope affect the pitch of this oscillator. So I'm going to bring this release knob down, and well, actually, we'll see what it sounds like by default. It sounds like cool sound, but it's not what we're going for. So I'm going to bring this release knob down, and this decay knob fairly low, and it's to give this a quick pitch down, and it gives a sort of clickiness, and that's what we're going for. So that's pretty close to the sound that we want to end up with. The only other thing that we really have to do is mess with this amp envelope. I'm turning all these filter envelopes just because I felt like this doesn't have any effect because we don't have any filters on. So this amp envelope we do want to mess with though. I want to bring this release up a little bit. I want to bring this attack up a little bit, and that's just to avoid the unwanted clicks at the beginning and end of each time we play the note. And then I want to bring the sustain down, and that makes it so that when I'm playing the note and holding it down, the kick will eventually decay to nothing. And that's what we want. We don't want to constantly have a sine wave underneath the entire time that we're holding the note down, because that's not what kick drums do. So anyways, I'm going to bring this decay knob down to around 2. It doesn't exactly matter. You can mess around to get the exact sound you want, but now this is what it's going to sound like. Not bad. We're not entirely there yet. One of the other key aspects of this is making it so that the notes will not overlap with each other. So if I play 3 notes quickly while holding down a sustain pedal or something, we don't really want chords, kick drum chords. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the mono retrig, and that makes it so that only one note will be played at a time. So each time a new note is played, it will cut off the note that was played before. So now we get this effect. And that's what we're going for. So anyways, that's pretty much it. The only other thing I did up here was add a maximizer. That's just to increase the volume. By default, when I finish this, the level is going to be fairly low. You can see on this little readout. And so I'm just going to go ahead and boost up the gain. There's not really, that's the only reason I'm using this maximizer. And so then we have this. And that's what we're going for. So cool. Anyways, hopefully you got something out of it, and thanks.